funding the government. See what Congress is doing to avoid a government shutdown. Also, your travel plans might be ruined thanks to Hurricane Ian. See what local airports have canceled flights to Florida this week.
Want to know which recipe is bound to jam up our website? Because it's so darn good. It's coming up soon, so stick around.
Well, first this afternoon, you are looking at destruction in Broward County, Florida, already caused by Hurricane Ian. The National Hurricane Center is warning of catastrophic wind damage and storm surges of 12 to 18 feet. The storm is expected to hit southwest Florida today, then move towards Orlando. And as Hurricane Ian is growing stronger as it closes in on Florida's west coast, the powerful storm is packing top sustained winds of 155 miles per hour, making it just shy of a Category 5 storm. And as Jason Allen reports from Tampa, Ian is already causing damage before it even makes landfall.
Hurricane Ian flooded streets in Key West before dawn as the powerful storm barreled toward Florida's southwest coast, bringing with it strong winds and heavy rain across the state.
It is going to have major impacts in terms of wind, in terms of rain, in terms of flooding. So this is going to be a nasty day, 2 days.
Be prepared. Storm warnings are real, the evacuation notices are real, the danger is real.
The storm damaged neighborhoods, including in Pembroke Pines, north of Miami. In Davie, Florida, residents woke up to downed trees and other debris. More than 2.5 million people were under mandatory evacuation orders, but by law, no one could be forced to leave.
I urge Floridians who have made the decision to shelter in place, to stay indoors, and stay off the roads.
The National Hurricane Center warned of storm surges, raising the level more than 12 feet for some coastal areas. Officials in Charlotte County braced for a direct hit.
We are beginning to see sustained tropical storm force winds, which means emergency crews from all of our emergency response agencies have been pulled from the road and are no longer able to respond.
There are already reports of power outages, and officials with Florida Power and Light warned people in Ian's path. Electricity could be out for days. The state and FEMA say they are ready to help as soon as the storm moves out.
We have moved in a variety of generators of all sizes and types.
And the U.S. Coast Guard urged people to be cautious as it answered several calls for help this morning from people in Key West caught in the storm. Jason Allen, CBS News, Tampa.
And Hurricane Ian is canceling flights all the way to the Midwest. So far, Central Illinois Regional Airport has canceled 2 Allegiant flights to Orlando and St. Petersburg, and Peoria International Airport has canceled several flights as well. Sarah was recently named Primary Airport of the Year by the Illinois Department of Transportation. And a local blood center is supplying blood to those affected by Hurricane Ian. Impact Life is sending a shipment of type O red blood cells as part of a national response. Additional donations are needed to maintain local blood supply for local hospitals and ongoing support of the hurricane region. Our Demetrius Sanders will have a closer look at WMBD News at 5. In national headlines, the federal government runs out of money on Friday unless Congress moves fast. But the Senate is poised to pass a short-term funding bill on Thursday, avoiding a partial shutdown. The legislation includes $12 billion in Ukraine aid, $20 million in Mississippi's water cleanup crisis, and $1 billion for home heating assistance. It does not include a controversial energy permitting provision proposed by Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia. Once the Senate approves the bill, the House is expected to move quickly to pass it and fund the government through December 16th. And back at home, short-term rentals getting the green light from Peoria City Council last night. In a 7-3 vote, a short-term rental was approved on 2305 East Grandview Avenue. Council members Chuck Graham, Denise Jackson, and Beth Jensen voted against it, supporting the several community members who criticized the proposal during the meeting. A second short-term rental at 3119 Knoxville was also approved in a 9-1 vote, with Denise Jackson voting against it. And due to the recent increase of violence and deadly shooting, it's reopening the question of efforts to combat crime in the city of Peoria. WMBD's Demetrius Sanders has a closer look at what's being done to stop the violence.
In 2022, ShotSpotter alerts, shooting incidents, and homicides are all down in Peoria compared to 2021. But Peoria Police Chief Eric Echevarria isn't celebrating as the city logged his 19th homicide this weekend.
19 families had to bury a loved one, and that's just one too many. One homicide would be one too many.
Peoria City County Health Administrator Monica Hendrickson says gun violence is a public health issue.
In Peoria, where you see a disproportionate amount of individuals dying at a young age, I mean, if that was some type of, disease or an issue, we would be super focused on it.
To address the issue, the health department is funding an assessment by Cure Violence Global, a public health intervention program that uses evidence-based strategies to tackle violence.
This is a readiness assessment, and it's really meant to see how a community has capacity to do this work.
Next week, 9 public workshops will be held at various locations to give community members an understanding of what Cure Violence's model may bring to Peoria neighborhoods most impacted by gun violence.
They talk about the overall approach of what this entails, which means having champions or these interrupters that really focus in the neighborhood to prevent violence from happening.
And Chief Echevarria says the police department will be part of these conversations, and any help that addresses gun violence is welcomed.
Any tool that we can have to combat crime, I will take.
In Peoria, Demetria Sanders, WMBD News.
Well, in the courtroom now, a man accused of murder last year in Bloomington could soon be free on bond. Michael Bacana has indicated he has the funds to post his $2 million bail at 10%. That's $200,000. However, the state has 24 hours to review the source of those funds and file any objections they may have. Bacana is accused of killing 22-year-old Mariah Petrarca and injuring another in a shooting outside Daddy-O's nightclub in January of last year. And should he be set free on bond, Bacana would be monitored by GPS and could not leave Illinois. And a Peoria man has been indicted on 10 charges for his alleged involvement in a deadly crash last September. 32-year-old Darian Davis is accused of having multiple drugs in his system, including cocaine, when he crashed on North Sterling Avenue in Peoria. Debbie Smith died from her injuries in the crash. Davis's bond has been set at $1 million. He's due back in court on October 6th. Now turning to the Twin Cities, Bloomington police say a pedestrian hit by a car on Saturday has died. The accident happened around 11 p.m. Saturday at Center Street and Mulberry Street. The pedestrian was taken to Carl Broman with serious injuries and later died. Bloomington police and the McLean County Coroner's Office are investigating the incident. And anyone with information is encouraged to call the police using the number on your screen. Well, in national headlines, the House committee that's investing the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th